Can we talk about scary things in crypto right now?
Oh
And
God.
actually, I think we want to start with this because as we're recording, David has been monitoring this all morning, but
Yeah,
it's
Raoul,
actually
Ryan, if you don't, I'll take over here.
yeah, it's UST, which we
Raoul,
I
talked
just
about
I just
earlier.
interviewed Doe this morning, by the way,
My goodness. Well, let's talk about
oh my
that
God.
because
but he didn't give a lot away.
what's
Stuff.
happening with UST price and Raul, I don't know if you want to pull up a chart too. It's
Yeah.
not looking
Raoul,
pretty.
when you hopped into this recording room, UST price was at 98 cents being defended. Do you know what it is right now?
No.
It's at 92 cents. Yeah. So that's $1 billion of stablecoin market cap that's gotten erased in the last 30 minutes. I'm monitoring Twitter right now, and the Luna Guard, the Luna Foundation that has the BTC, has just sent their BTC outbound. So they are probably in the process of liquidating
So they
their Bitcoin.
liquidated 500 million yesterday.
I don't know, but yeah,
Yeah.
you're the one that talked to Do Kwon more recently.
Yeah. So they liquidated 500 million yesterday. Jump Trading, who is the market maker, I think, were liquidating ETH.
Hmm.
And look, I don't know how much LFG have, but I think it's what $3 billion of Bitcoin. Well, what's happened is that never made it onto the curve because they weren't set
Hmm.
up with the four pool that we're putting on curve.
Right.
So they're just having to liquidate the position in the meantime. So the market's always going to test this stuff, right? This is what the
Hmm.
markets do, is you want to test the fragilities. And this is an S-curve moment for the entire algorithmic stablecoin idea. I mean, all of them have failed so far. So let's see whether they survive it or not. I mean, I hope they do because it would be nice, but it's not sure, right?
Yeah. Do you have any opinions on just like the systemic nature of Terra in its whole ecosystem? Because they're using non-Terra assets like Bitcoin and Avalanche is also in their portfolio to defend the peg. So like the concerns that people are having is that they are going to dump the rest of the market
So,
before they have to dump their own assets.
well, this is the margin call I talked about, right? It's
Hmm.
exactly the same thing. And so what's happened is um, they're now getting asked for their collateral back. I mean, it's exactly what I talked about, and it's going on. This is what you expect to see at this phase. You know, this is a liquidation phase, and that's when somebody taps you on the shoulder and say, "I want your collateral back," and you have to
Huh.
sell it. So in this case, it's the Bitcoin.
So
Can we
is it buy time? Is the message here as in like if we're interested in being the counter trade on here, is this just a buy indicator or is that too simple?
Well, depends who else has got to get liquidated. Somebody asked me this question. It's like, okay, so this is the known one. What other liquidations? I mean, obviously, the market says, do we need to go and test micro strategies? I don't know, but that's a long way down. I'd rather that didn't happen, but who knows? Um, because the markets seek these pain points. They always take the path of pain, and it's when everybody's max bearish and fearful of everything as the market screams higher and nobody believes it. This is just how psychology works. So I don't know whether we're there yet, but we're in the end phases. I kind of feel like ETH probably gets back down to 2000. But all well and done. If we stand back from the drama of the markets, ETH and Bitcoin put in their low. Well, Bitcoin might make a new low, but ETH put in its low. When was it? June, July last year, and we've thrown 8.5% inflation, an oncoming recession. We've thrown all sorts of stuff at the market. Didn't make a new low. So it's this sloppy sideways range. The internal ETH economy has been pretty good, as we know from NFTs and other stuff. DeFi's been a bit quiet, but NFTs have been active. So the ETH economy itself's been good, but the ETH economy has not been growing. No new participants have come in, but I think we're close to the final liquidation. In the technical indicators I've got, I think we've got another month to go, however, and it can get ugly.
So it's interesting because this has been much of the talk of the previous weekend is what would happen if Terra had and UST had kind of a meltdown moment. And your perspective seems to be, well, they're just like any other participant with collateral that's underwater, and the markets have to flush. We got to flush this out of the system, and then markets go down, and then we kind of move on. So I guess what is your take on that? Because some people are very fearful of a massive meltdown. if like, and we should say it's not clear that UST will kind of fail,
But there's only $3 billion to liquidate.
so that's it. It's just another big whale market participant, $3 billion. It's not massively systemic risk to the crypto system or to DeFi in your mind.
No, I mean, does this change the anchor protocol? I don't know what the knock-on effects are. As you said, maybe there's more knock-on effects in Avalanche. I don't know. It's a very complicated ecosystem, Terra, so I don't really know it inside out. Much like, try and pick apart the Ethereum ecosystem. It's immensely complicated. Nobody really knows where the fault lines lie, who's got the leverage, who hasn't. But, markets like this is what they do. They find the weakest hands and drive it into the strongest hands. I mean, that's just always the way of the world. What the clearing price is, I don't know, because I don't really know how much leverage is or margin, because this wasn't so much leverage as just the kind of margin, the collateral of this system being asked back.
Do Kwon just tweeted out deploying more capital, steady lads. So this is kind of the moment, right? Where like, do they have enough ammo in the reserves to defend the peg, or is it all going to get depleted? I don't know if it's 3 billion or not, but Raoul, you sound more informed than me. But like, can the crypto markets, the Bitcoin markets, like accept $3 billion of liquidation?
Depends how fast it happens, right? It's possible, and we don't know who the buyers are.
Sorry to cut you off. 1.4 billion it just got sent out of the Bitcoin Luna reserve wallet. Don't know, like obviously they can choose to sell that at any rate that they want, but $1.4 billion is the number.
What's kind of funny to me as we're all talking about this is the fact that we get to see this all play out on chain with the data in real time. Like, this has to happen all of the time in traditional markets.
Of course it does.
The public doesn't see it. We're not talking about it on Twitter.
You do see it sometimes, right? We saw it like at the European debt crisis. That played out in real time on our screens, but a lot of the time you don't.
Not the play-by-play.
Yeah, not normally you don't, because it's some bloke at a bank calling up and saying, "Listen, but sometimes it happens on a gigantic scale, which was like Greece blowing up and Italy and Spain. And here it is in the crypto market.
To continue leveling up your crypto game, then you need to get on the Bankless newsletter. It's the world's most popular crypto email and is completely free. Just click below to sign up.